Hello. It's Celia Muswini here. If you're coming across this YouTube channel for the first time, welcome. If you are a retainee, welcome back. And to all of you, I plead, please subscribe, share, like, and set the notification bell so that when I upload another video, you can be able to see it. Fine. If you can remember, when I started making videos, I wasn't like this. Stress and depression took over the place. And that's why I've also been very scarce on the YouTube channel. But the NAMHLA issue, which is a very serious one, has made me want to share the bits of me that I'm going through. I've been sharing my problems, my tests, if I may call that. I've been sharing all those with you guys. And the purpose is not to look for pity. The purpose is to empower someone out there. There is someone that is sitting in a relationship that is not working. There is someone that is sitting in a relationship that is very abusive, just like NAMHLA. I think NAMHLA's story has proven to us that we should never look at people's outside looks and decide that they are happy. If you were to look at NAMHLA's smile, you would definitely be sure that all that pain did not exist in her life. But once you get to see the kind of life that she was living with this guy, you can tell that the girl's smile was just a cover-up. She wasn't happy at all. Something was about to give. And hence, at last, when she finally decided to leave this guy, this is what happened to her. She was buried. She was dead and buried after being given 9 bullets on her body. Yes. So many women are thinking, I can't leave this guy because it's going to kill me. Other women are saying, I can't leave this guy. He is my bread and butter. He is my breadwinner. What will I eat? How will I live? Where will my children live? Should I leave this person? Those are things that many women are dwindling amongst. They are dwindling amongst those reasons as to why they are not leaving their people. Some are just saying, I love him. Some are just saying, he's all I have. Some are saying, we come from far. We've been together for so many years. There are so many excuses that we make for people who are toxic in our lives. Now, as I have shared my story once, which I'm not going to get into today, I did share my story in short that at one time in 2012, I discovered that my then husband was sexually molesting our daughter. I'm not going to repeat that again. Yes, you heard me well. Now, for me, it was a do or die. It wasn't the first time that something like that came up. I have made excuses for him twice before. I had denied the truth twice before. The third time, it came with an evidence that I could not deny anymore. And then I decided, now the moment of truth has arrived for me. Do I stay? Do I leave? I left. After I have left, he decided that no, I must come back with the children in the house. He'll be the one that's moving out. Okay, fine, he found himself a place to stay and he did that. Fine. Went back into the house. We stayed in the house from 2012 right up until last year. Things were okay until he met the love of his life. The new love of his life convinced him that it was a brilliant idea to sell the house which we built from scratch for the children so that we can share. Now I was caught between two things. Do I buy him out? Or do I sell the house? Do I agree to the sale of the house? I had to agree to the sale of the house. Reason being, I did not have money to buy him out because I was blacklisted. Coming from a dual income family to a single income family, it's another story for another day on its own, which we'll come to one day. So I was left with many debts, which were just, who were looking at me in my eyes and saying, pay us. So I ended up unable to pay those, skipped payments, ended up being blacklisted. Now, I don't stand a chance to borrow money from the bank since I do not have it. Since this woman that thought she was too in love, that she was loved, never thought of putting away the money while she had the chance. Many of you are sitting there not thinking about putting some money away because you think, no, what kind of a wife will I be if I do that? That is not being a trustworthy wife. You say that. You make all those excuses, baby. Tomorrow is not promised to anyone. Tomorrow is not promised to anyone. I keep saying to women, I'm going to repeat for the last time again. Whilst things are still okay between you and your husband, make sure you keep some money away, which only you know about and maybe someone else, not your husband. That money, put it away so that God forbid, should anything like what happened to me happen to you, you have something to fall back on. Should your husband, God forbid, pass away suddenly, you know how relatives are, you know how some of the things can be tight when the person has just passed on. You can have something to fall back on. That's my advice. Take it or leave it. That is my advice. Fine, I didn't do that. I'm telling you to do something that I didn't. Fine. Then, finally, I gave in. Before I gave in, I remember I put up a fight for so many years that never, this house cannot be sold. The purpose of this house, when you build it from scratch, it was to make a home for the children. Hence, it was like this, blah, blah, blah. Yes, those were the excuses. But Mr. wants to make Mrs. happy. So Mrs. says that house is a bond between the two of you. It must get away. Get rid of it. So I put up a fight until I had no strength anymore to fight. And then I decided, let me just give in. Let me just go and start afresh. Yes, the house was sold. Yes, you would think, okay, you get the money. The house was still owing because we had borrowed some money from the bank to make a house of our dreams, and it was still owing a lot. So I didn't get much, just a little bit. And the auntie that was sharing the things between the two of us made sure that I do not get much. That is a story for another day that we also do need to talk about. Fine. Now I'm starting with that money that I got from there. I paid the rent for about 7 months where I was staying. And we stayed there, it was fine. And at work things started falling apart as well. Because you know when they say when it rains, it pours. So it did pour in my case, because now I lost the husband, the first husband, which I don't regret. And now there was the second husband. My job was the second husband. I was hoping that at least it will take me where I want to. And now, me being the kind of a person that cannot allow anyone to mistreat the children, because already I have felt how it is to find out that your child has been sexually violated. I discovered that some of my colleagues were doing just that, and I just made sure I report them. Unfortunately for me, that was the end of me. I had to choose between my life and my job, and I chose my life. I chose my life. I chose to leave the job, and believe me, for such cases, even family does not even want to understand. They feel like you just don't want to work and so on. They do not understand when you tell them that if I keep working here, I'm going to die soon. They think you are exaggerating because they look at you, you are still okay, so what could be wrong with you? So without the support of any family member, I decided that I was going to do this, come hell or high water. Things got bad. Remember when I have made another video, you can see another video where I was moving from that place that I was renting back to my mom's place. I went there, and soon after that I found myself having to sell the car, because the car was not just expensive, it also had a serious leak. It has a serious oil leak that needed attention, 22,500 kind of an attention, which I did not have. So I ended up having to sell it. Fine. Now I am homeless. I am carless. What do I do in the meantime? I sell odd things. I sell this, I sell that, I sell that, I sell that. I just kept on trying, selling anything that is sellable while I was applying for a job. One day, I'm called for a job. I'm going to that job. On my way back from that job, which was a temporary job, I get another call of now a permanent job from another company. I go there for an interview. No, it was even a virtual interview. I aced it, got the job. Now guess where it lands me? It lands me in Messina. Messina, for those who do not know where Messina is not in Zimbabwe. Messina is in South Africa, but it is the last town when you are about to get into Zimbabwe, the country. So that is where the border between South Africa and Zimbabwe is. It is at Beitbridge. Beitbridge is between Messina and Zimbabwe. Yes, so I am there at work. Guess what I brought? I just brought a luggage. That's all I brought. I'll show you my luggage which I brought. Unfortunately I can't change my, do you see? That is my luggage that I've brought from the van. That's all I brought here. It was that. Okay, sorry, let me not lie. It was my luggage, my bag, that red bag, and that backpack. Those are the 3 bags that I brought from there. In the luggage, it was my clothes, obviously. Now come here. I did not have a car, remember? There's no car. There is absolutely nothing. I only have my luggage. I had to book a guest house, a cheaper guest house somewhere. And I could not live in a guest house forever. Remember, I do not have money. I haven't been working for a long time. I borrowed money from a friend, and a friend gave me some money to come and start a life here. It's not even enough. And you know how God is. Another friend sends money, which I don't even borrow. Just upon discovering that I have moved to Messina, she thought I may need some little thing. And little did she know that that was exactly what I needed. But I guess God works in wonderful ways. He used her to help me, whereas I was like even afraid to ask for money from anyone else, because people do know that I haven't been working for a long time. So when you tell people, please borrow me this much, you can tell that people are asking, where will she get the money to repay me? And even if you can tell them, I got this job, it's far away. If you don't bring back my money, how will I get you? You understand? That's how we are. So at least I am grateful for few friends that were really going an extra mile for me, trusting me even when I am miles away. Now, after that short period of stay at a guest house, I had to find a place to stay. Indeed, I did find a place to stay. Here it is. I'm going to give you a little tour. This place, in here, we're going to start in the bathroom. Unfortunately, I can't turn my camera. So that's a bathroom. There's my toiletries. And there's a shower. What I like about this shower, you can tell, it's for when it's hot here in Messina, because in Messina it can be very hot. So I guess people here, when it's very hot, they don't use hot water, because this has got only cold water. So that's the kind of life that I'm living right now. Either bathing in cold water or taking my bucket here so that I can bath in it. And then here's my room, which I want you to see. There's nothing that do you see? That's the bathroom. That is it. This is the chair which I asked a neighbor to borrow me when I arrived here, and the poor neighbor has borrowed me that chair, the camp chair, up until now. So when I'm tired of, okay, I come and sit here. When I'm tired of lying down, I'll show you. Okay, there's my backpack for when I'm going to work, or my bag, whatever I feel like for that day. My luggage is still there. The only thing that I made sure I buy is a kettle. Where is it? Can you see my kettle? Yes. I made sure I buy a kettle. And I bought, by the way, I bought 2 blankets. Only 2 blankets. By the time I arrived here, the temperature was around 28 and 30. It was very hot. It was at the beginning of May. It was very hot. I could not believe that I left Gauteng, when you could feel that winter is here. But when I got here, it was like, wow, it's November time. It felt like that. Now I'm going to show you something, or before I show you something more important, let me show you my sink. That's my sink. There's just nothing there, nothing much. There will be my yogurts for tomorrow. Yes, those are my yogurts for tomorrow. Take for tomorrow. And I don't know if you can see my hot plate, my 2 plate. That's another thing that I managed to buy. And I also bought an iron. I also have an iron somewhere there. Fine. And this is the door to outside. I want to show you something. And then the neighbors did notice that I did not have curtains. That my curtains were only this. Let me show you this side. I can show you this side. My curtains were just this much, whereas the window gets to down there. So a neighbor, as she passes here, felt like, oh, never, this cannot happen. Let me get some duvet cover and borrow this woman just so that she can have something to put on the window so that she can have some privacy. So that's how I get my privacy. Every night, put these packs, 3 packs each in the middle and there, just to have it hanging there. And then at night, during the day, I remove it. Fine. And then those at the corner are my papers there for work. And now the interesting part that I want people to see. That is my bed. I'm sleeping on the floor. Remember, I told you about only 2 blankets. I'm sleeping on the floor. I'm sleeping. This is my, when I'm talking about a blanket, talking about the fleece blanket. These are my clothes. These are my clothes. That's my t-shirt. That's my jersey. That's another t-shirt. And more. There's just more. The blanket that I bought is only this one. That brown one that you can see there is the only thicker blanket. So I'm putting on a thicker blanket, and then I only use a fleece blanket on top at night. So what do? I dress up a little bit thicker. I use my 2 nighties, and I also use my nightie pants as well to get some warmth. And I also put on double socks. And then I sleep. Now, why am I doing this? I do not want akashim. If you've got some akashim to give, I do not want any. I'll tell you why I'm doing this. I'm doing this for a woman that is sitting there in a relationship that is not working. And relationships that are not working are not just relationships of men and women. There are relationships, both women. There are relationships where there's both men. There are relationships where it's you and your siblings. Relationships where it's you and your parents. I'm talking about all those relationships that are not good for your mental health. It can also serve you good to go find a job somewhere. Find a job somewhere, wherever it appears. It doesn't have to be near. So let us stop to look for distances when we need jobs. Any job that appears, doesn't matter where it is, just take it. I'm not happy where I am because there's something big in my life that is missing, which is my children. I'm still thinking and figuring out how best can I work the fact of what to do with my children, because right now my children are between my mom and my friend. So sometimes they are with my mom, sometimes they are with one of my friends, but my children are not used to that life. They are used to living with their mom, and their mom the same is used to having her kids. I'm used to knowing whether my kids are sick, whether they are okay, how they had a day. I'm used to getting their touch and giving them touches. I am used to that life where we give hugs, and from the hug I can tell if my child is not okay, if my child is not happy. Now I'm stuck here in this place, sleeping on the floor. it's for them as well, because have I not been working, what was going to happen? I was already homeless, I was already carless, I was already penniless, did not have money. Like I'm telling you, to start a new life here, I had to borrow money from people, I have to borrow money from friends, and get some donation from one of my friends. And I thank them, and I am grateful, and I appreciate everything they've done for me. Now, what makes you think you won't be me? What makes you think your situation is too bad to a point where no one can ever feel for you enough to help you start a life somewhere? What makes you think you cannot live without that man? At one stage, there was a time when I thought so too. I thought my man was my soulmate. I thought my man was my ride or die. I thought so too. And if you have watched some of my videos, I have explained him. He was a good person. He was a good looking person. He was a person that on face value you would think he is great. He is a great father, great husband, great everything. But look where I am today. That very good, great father did not think twice about selling the house so that he can get his shares. Should I have begged him? Should I have stayed in that relationship and selling my child some more just for the sake of where will I go, because I am heavily indebted? I've got debts that are higher than Kilimanjaro. Women, it's not easy. I know it's not easy, but this video is made just to encourage one woman out there. I will not forever lie on the floor. That cannot happen again. That it's not gonna happen. I did this video today because I do know that tomorrow I'm getting a salary for the first time. In that salary, the first thing that I'm going to do, I'm going to buy myself a bed. I may lose other things, not have other things, but at least I'll be sleeping better than today. Next month, I'll buy myself something. That other month, I'll buy myself. Don't I start a life afresh at 49? By the way, somebody will think, no, I cannot do that. I am too educated for that. Baby, let me tell you something. I am a mathematics teacher. Not just a mathematics teacher. I've got certificates to prove it. My highest certificate is a BSc honors degree in mathematics education. Yes. But I'm sleeping on the floor. So sometimes looking at your education as a way that will just escape you, or the way that will help you escape, as a way that will just, wait for so long. Wait for a very long time. Sometime it will do it, but it won't do it where you are. You'll have to go to it, like I did. I came to utilize my certificates where I am now, but I have to start somewhere. I have to start from the floor. So what I like about what's happening now, this is a documentary. This I'm going to upload on YouTube. This, unless YouTube decides to delete my YouTube channel altogether, this will stay there for the next generation and the next generation of my children to come and see it. To see where I have been, where I'm planning that my children, none of my children should be. Hello, you are young. You are far younger than me. I am 49 years old. I'm starting a new life. What's your excuse? What is your excuse, baby girl? I am 49 years old, starting a new life. Far away from anybody that I know. I know nobody here. I know nothing here. I'm learning everything. I'm navigating my way around each and every day on foot, no car. Yet it's coming. Thank you so much. That is what I wanted to tell you, that you can do it. If I can do it, so can you. I know so many women in my life. I've got cousins, I've got mothers, I've got a mother that did start a life. Like enough, they started a little bit earlier than me, but they started. It's never too early, it's never too late to start afresh. Let us start afresh if we can. And in the meantime, pray for your safety, so that if you run away from whoever that you feel like you need to run away from, you be safe. Be safe, my sister. I love you. Bye-bye.